Well, it's over. The DCEU is officially dead after 10 long years of trying to set it up. Let's have a moment of silence. Okay, I'm over it. What's up, hooligans? Welcome back to another one of my movie reviews. Today we are talking about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So the first Aquaman actually made $1 billion, but this time they could not capture the same magic, and it's looking like it's going to flop hard. So I won't even lie and say that this is the worst movie that I've ever seen. It's just really generic. I'm starting to think that they literally went on ChatGPT and typed in, "Give me a script about a superhero trying to save the world from a villain that's trying to destroy the world," and throw in a couple of themes of brotherly love and environmentalism. Now, obviously the movie had a lot going against it, such as the whole Amber Heard drama and the strikes, and I heard that they had to do a bunch of reshoots, so it just kind of was set up to fail. But since I'm feeling nice today, I'm going to start off by talking about some of the good stuff and give the flowers where they deserve it. So first of all, the visuals were actually not bad. I mean, definitely some parts were really questionable, such as the hair movements of the characters. It just looked really wonky and distracting. Also, why was Aquaman so freaking saturated more than everybody else? I mean, at certain shots, it was literally like a gray scene, and then the only thing you could pay attention to was Aquaman's suit. Someone just completely upped the saturation on him. But I will say the environments all looked pretty good. The creature designs also looked really good, especially the octopus and how it blended in with its environment. I think they took the approach of making these creatures look more comic booky and more cartoonish, and I think that worked better than if they tried to spend all their time making them look hyper realistic. Also, shout out to Aquaman's brother. I think his name is Orm. He was definitely one of the more tolerable characters. I thought he was interesting. I thought he honestly had more screen time than Aquaman. And I think the moments that were the best in the movie were when it's trying to be sincere. So the connection between Aquaman and his brother, those scenes were really nice, especially compared to every other minute when they were trying to throw in a joke and try to be silly. It's really strange because it seems like they're trying to copy MCU, but people have already started moving away from MCU because they're calling out how unserious it gets and they want something more serious, yet DCEU is trying to copy the bad parts of Marvel. I also liked in the beginning when the villains were discovering the ice cave for the first time. It was very much giving me Alien vibes, very Prometheus vibes. It really reminded me a lot of comic book scenes, and I thought it was done well until it just kind of spiraled out of control. Which brings me to the bad. Like I just mentioned, there were just too many silly parts. I don't mind humor, but I would say 70% of the humor in this movie did not work for me. I mean, to me, it just kind of dumbed down Aquaman as a character. There was also this recurring bit where Aquaman's brother was eating a cockroach, and it literally made me go, "Ugh." Like, it was nasty. I didn't think it was funny at all. And also the dialogue was extra cringy, especially during fight scenes. You know how in fighting games like Street Fighter or Super Smash Brothers, some of the characters will say a line of dialogue before they begin the battle? Like how one person will be like, "Ha, you better get ready to lose." And then the other person is like, "The only person going down is you." Yeah, so it was very giving me that vibe, and I was like, this is so awkward. I was like, am I watching Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Because honestly, that's probably more entertaining. Also, the villains were just so generic. I mean, they could literally just be any villain group from any movie with the most simplest motivation to get revenge and destroy the world, blah, 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 blah. Like, isn't DC supposed to be the ones with the good villains and Marvel supposed to be the one with a villain problem? Well, I guess DC just has bad heroes and villains at this point. Another bad part was just how awkward Amber Heard's character was. I don't know if you would notice it if you didn't hear about all the drama in real life, but it was just hilarious to me to believe that Aquaman and Amber Heard's character are supposed to be in love and with child and trying to care for each other, but in real life they really just don't like each other. I did think it was kind of funny though, and just unintentionally, obviously. I will say, even though Amber Heard got like 5 minutes of total screen time and like 2 lines, I thought her powers were still pretty cool and probably the coolest powers to be shown in the movie. Alright, let's get into the ugly. So yeah, the plot was just bland. I mean, it was just like some family adventure flick. Literally halfway into the movie, I genuinely kid you not forgot I was watching Aquaman. I was like, what is this Jumanji spinoff? It literally could have been any Dwayne Johnson movie. It was just missing the Dwayne Johnson part. And I think a big part of it was because it just did not feel connected to a superhero universe at all. I mean, obviously because this is the end of the DCEU, they didn't want to connect it to any other movies or try to set up anything else. And I get that, but there's no callbacks to the universe at large or anything related to other DC characters, so it just kind of felt like its own little universe at this point, and it literally just felt closer to a Jumanji movie than a DC superhero movie. Also, the whole Lost Kingdom aspect of this movie, it took them literally an hour and a half to explain what that even was and what they were trying to do. And by that point I was like, what time is it? Because I am trying to go home. And then after a whole 2 hours of just doing nothing, the ending was so anticlimactic. This big bad villain that we're supposed to be scared of when he gets released from his prison doesn't even get a chance to fight. I mean, come on, at least give the guy a 1-2 punch or something, but no, he just gets obliterated within 30 seconds. Anyway, I knew I wasn't gonna like this movie, but I watched it anyway. I don't even know if hardcore DC fans are going to enjoy this movie. Forgot to record my rating, but I give this movie a 5 out of 10 for how generic it was. But let's see what James Gunn can do with DC. Alright, I don't have my hopes up, but I guess we'll have to wait another 10 years. So what did you guys think? Are you disappointed at how the DCEU finished, or are you just excited to get this over with and start from a clean slate? Regardless, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on my future movie reviews. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.